May singled his first time up. 4 hits and 8 at-bats in the playoffs. Back up the middle. Make that 5 and 9 at-bats. 1 out single for Milt May. You want to get Moreland in there. Milt May swinging a good bat. Here's Franco. Fly ball, dead center field, going back, and gone. Second home run of the night for the Phillies. Julio Franco this time makes it 4-3 Phillies. And welcome in, everybody. Ryne Sandberg Stays in Philadelphia. We are in the 1982 playoffs, National League Championship Series. As you can see on the screen, the Phillies lead the Reds 1-0. Game 2 coming up in just a moment. Kansas City and the New York Yankees, the ALCS. Currently, the Yankees have a 2-0 lead in that one. So we will jump right into Game 2 of our series with the Phillies and the Reds. Charlie Hough taking on Larry Christenson. It's a big game as the Phillies have a 1-0 lead, obviously. Very pivotal game in a best-of-7, but also I think this would be, I hate to say this before we play the game, but I think this would be a game where we have a slight pitching advantage with Larry Christenson. Knock on wood on that. Game 3, I think, definitely favors the Reds. Tom Seaver over Dick Ruthven. Pascual Perez, Mario Soto. Pascual's pitched very well, but Soto was the MVP of the wild card round for the Reds. So win today would be big for the Phillies because the next 2 could be really tough. Let's take a quick look back at Game 1 of the series. Again, you saw the last video of the series. You got the highlights of this game. 7-3 win for the Phillies. Cincinnati jumped out in the first inning. Some defensive mistakes, some infield hits in there, but Carlton didn't look like lefty in the first 2 innings necessarily. Reds jump out to a 2-0 lead, but in the bottom of the first, Mike Schmidt smashes a home run, I believe, to right center field, tied the game up, answered that first inning rally. The Reds did pick up that run in the second. They led 3-2, but at that point, lefty just settled in, gave his offense some time to come around in the 4th inning. Julio Franco, massive 2-run home run. You just saw that highlight to open this video. Stayed 4-3 until the 7th. Ryne Sandberg comes through. There you can see his line for the day. Rhino just 1 for 4, but he drove in 2 runs, hitting .357 in the playoffs. Lonnie Smith had 2 hits. Milt May, 2 more hits. As we said, Franco with that huge home run that put the Phillies out front. Sandberg's double opened the game up, and then in the 8th, Larry Boa hit a sacrifice fly, made it 7-3. That was your final. And as we said, Steve Carlton, a little rough in the first 2 innings, settled in, just gave up 2 earned runs in the game, made it through 7 innings, through 109 pitches. Joe Price, you see the 11.57 ERA in the playoffs. You see Tekulve's 7.71. Those 2 guys threw the ball well in Game 1, which is a great sign for the Phillies. Pastor, Phillies got to him overtime. He started the game, he looked pretty good, but the Phillies did get to him eventually. Steve Carlton's your player of the game in front of 57,000 plus. So the Phillies take that 1-0 lead in the series. And here we are. We've advanced the day. It's game day for Game 2. Again, Charlie Hough taking on Larry Christenson. Let's head down to the field. All right, here we go. Phillies host in this one. The series moves to Cincinnati for Games 3, 4, and 5. Back to Philly for Games 6 and 7 if necessary. Terry Poole, Tommy Hurd, George Foster, bench, Collins, Rose, Burleson, Reitz, and Charlie Hough will be on the mound. Defensively for the Phils, Lonnie Smith, Gary Maddox, Jack Clark across the outfield. Schmidt, Boa, Sandberg, and Franco are your infield. Behind the plates, Milt May, and on the mound, Larry Christenson. 1 start in the playoffs so far. He picked up the victory in that one. Let's play ball. Terry Poole leads things off. Here's the pitch from Christenson. Fly ball hit well into center. Maddox going back. He cannot get to it. Over his head. Collins can fly. He's going to be heading for third. That'll be a leadoff triple. Tommy Hurd will step in. A 1-2 pitch. Fly ball shallow left. Lonnie Smith is in. He'll make the catch. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Cincinnati takes a 1-0 lead on the sacrifice fly. George Foster to the plate. He is 7 for 25 in the playoffs. I believe he had 3 hits in game 1. Struck him out. Gets him on the 1-2 pitch. Threw him a slider. Now Johnny Bench, 3 for 24. That's 125, just a 160 on base percentage. We want to keep this guy quiet on the outside corner. Got him looking. Reds get a run. Christenson gets back in the groove and gets through the inning. Going to the bottom of the first. Charlie Hough on the mound. 6.75 is the ERA in the playoffs. Lonnie Smith pops it up. Second baseman in. Makes the catch. That is 1 away. Tommy Hough with the play. Ryne Sandberg, 6 for 16. He's driven in 4 in the playoffs. Pitch from Hough. Sandberg works the walk. When we move Schmidt to third in the lineup, it was to get Clark behind him and take advantage of Schmidt and Sandberg's on-base percentage. There's an opportunity for Schmidt. Hits that ball past the first baseman into right field. Sandberg to second. He's going to take off for third. Throws cut off, not in time. Schmidt moves to second. Second and third, 1 out. Jack Clark at the plate. Hough in some first inning trouble. Let's see if Jack Clark can make him pay. Swung on and missed. Clark was your series MVP in the wild card. Off to a slow start here in the NLCS. Milt May, 455, 5 for 11 in the playoffs. Keith Moreland is swinging a hot bat but can't get in the lineup. May works the walk. So bases are loaded now for Julio Franco. Franco put the Phillies up 4-3 with a 2-run homer in game 1. Here's the pitch from Charlie Hough. Swung on in towards the gap, but drifting over and making the catch in right field to end the inning. Tommy Hough, George Foster, Johnny Bench to face Christenson. Here's your 1-1 pitch. Start the 4th inning. Ground ball right at Sandberg. He boots it. Rhino couldn't make the play. Tommy Hough is on first. Foster's 0 for 1 today. Pitch on the way. There's Sandberg. He's got that one. No play. Christenson gets 2 ground balls to second base and can't get an out in the inning. Johnny Bench now. Hits it hard down the line past Schmidt's glove. Lonnie Smith's got a long way to run. That's going to score 1, maybe 2 runs. Throw back in. They'll hold the runner at third. Give Bench a double. 2-0 Reds. Defense letting Christenson down a little bit. The air and then the ground ball to second, but there was no play. Dave Collins steps in with no one out. Runners on second and third. Lifts that one into left field. That's going to drop in. That's going to score a couple. Now they'll hold the runner. That's Johnny Bench. He is not fast. So 3-0 now. Tough inning for Larry Christenson. Pete Rose to the plate. Rose slams that ball into the gap. That's going to make it 4-0 at least, maybe 5. Up with it is Jack Clark. Rose into second. Rose on second, Collins on third, Charlie Hough to the plate. Christenson trying to get out of this thing. Ground ball back up the middle. Charlie Hough has an RBI single. Make it a 2 RBI single. It is now 6-0 Reds. Wow. Tommy Hough to the plate. Ground ball, that is past Franco into right field. Charlie Hough is coming around third. Will they send him? They do. And he scores at 7-0. What a horrifying inning for Larry Christenson. Sandberg on second, Schmidt on first. Here's Jack Clark. Inside, bases are loaded. Third time in this ballgame that the Phillies will have the bases loaded. This time, nobody out. Milt May. Hough's pitch to May. It hits it on the ground, the shortstop. They'll go to second for one. Over to first, double play. Farmer, rough season after coming over. Thrown 2 strong innings in the playoffs. Opportunity to show the team he's back on track. He will face Hough, Poole, and Tommy Herr. Charlie Hough. Franco cannot handle it. Oh, you can hear it in my voice. What is going on? Tommy Herr now. Drives that ball down into the right field corner. Jack Clark's going to have to go get it. Tommy Herr's got at least a double, maybe a triple. Run will come in. Herr into third, safe. 8-3. We'll get Marty Bystrom throwing us. Farmer looks like he's in some trouble here. 1 out runner on third, George Foster. Back up the middle, base hit, 9-3. Now, Pete Rose is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Farmer from the stretch. Ground ball past Sandberg into right field. That will probably plate another run. Here comes the throw. Not in time. 10-3. Bases loaded now. Nobody out. Bottom of the ninth. Phil's trail by 7. Davis will hit for Larry Anderson. 1-0 pitch from Lacoste. Hits it hard down the line past the third baseman. That's going to score at least 2. Davis will cruise into second with a double. They'll hold the runner at third. Now it's a 12-7 ball game. Lonnie Smith up. Boa on third, Davis on second. Sandberg on deck. 2-2 pitch from Lacoste. Hits it in the air to left. Boa tags. Here he comes for the plate. He should score easily and does. It's a 12-8 ball game. Sandberg now. Davis on second. 1 out. 1-2 pitch to Rhino. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. 2 down in the bottom of the ninth. Mike Schmidt to the plate. 3-2 pitch to Schmidt. It's a line drive, second base past Tommy Herr into right field. Schmidt will hold it first. Here's the throw in. So runners on the corners for Jack Clark. Not quite the tying run at the plate yet. Tom Hume will come into the game. 3-2 pitch to Jack Clark. Swung on past the third baseman into left field. Schmidt's going to sneak into third. Jack Clark comes through with a single. It's now 12-9. And now Keith Moreland, who came in for Milt May, steps in against Hume. He is now the tying run. Pitch from Tom Hume. Moreland pops it up in the infield. In comes the shortstop. The Reds win game 2, 12-9. Series now tied at 1. Well, that was a tough one. That was a really tough one for the Phillies. Rough defense. Some balls hit hard, knocked down. 3 errors in the ball game by the Phillies. So the Reds jumped out 1-0 in the first and then 6 in the fourth. Phillies did battle back, But it seemed like every time they battled back, the Reds answered. They had 3 in the bottom of the 5th. The Reds come back with 3 in the 6th. They put up a run in the bottom of the 6th. The Reds answered with 2 in the 7th. 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th, though, did get the Phillies within 3. They brought the tying run to the plate, and if they just did not have those errors early in that ball game. 12 runs on 15 hits for Cincinnati. Pete Rose led the way with 3 hits. Tommy Herr drove in 3. You look at the Phillies, Rhino had 3 hits. Schmidt had 3 hits, drove in 2 runs. But the story of this game, look at these pitching lines. A lot of sloppy defense in this one as Charlie Hough gets the win. 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 runs. Only 2 of them were earned. He did walk 6 guys through 153 pitches. Can you believe that? Christenson did go 5, gave up 7, 3 of them earned. Left after throwing 94 pitches. Well, he did advance the day. So the Yankees did beat the Royals, take a 3-0 lead. Yankees win that game 5-2. Kern with the win, Garber with the loss. Rick Russell picks up the save. Homers from Gamble, Grubb, White. Game 4, Ron Guidry against Dick Tidrow. That series is now in Kansas City, but the New York Yankees 1 game away from the 1982 World Series. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Game 2 in the books, series tied at 1. Ryne Sandberg stays in Philly in 1982 expanded playoffs. And please like and subscribe if you're enjoying it. And comment at the bottom. Let us know what you think. And we will see you again very, very soon.